Am I live? Yes, I am. Hi, everybody. This is Kim from Reality Travel. I'm just doing this brief live video, my last day here in Casablanca. It's nice here. I like it. It's so much different from Marrakesh. It's more urban, more upscale. I expected it to be similar to Marrakesh, but I was really surprised to find that it wasn't. There are a few videos that you will see on that down uploaded on YouTube of what it looks like in Marrakesh. I did some videos just of the town, get you accustomed to how it looks, and I did the same thing here in Casablanca. What's different? Well, of course, everything is pretty much different. I live in a downtown area where there's mostly high rises. As a matter of fact, they're all high rises. Let's see if I could just give you a view. If you look from my window here, you'll see the view, and suppose I'll open it and give you a view of, of what it looks like on the main street. It's the main street there, which is called Boulevard, and then that's Starbucks down there. And as you see, those condos over there, they're actually really nice. It's a really nice area. So, that's the wrong window. So I just wanted you to have a little bit of information on how it is and what it looks like here in Casablanca. I'm leaving out tonight, flying out actually to Dubai. So what I found out was really funny here is that um, I saw a guy putting a boot on the car, and as I was walking down that street, what they do is they chain the boots to the pole on the sidewalk, so they could have two or three boots chained on the sidewalk. So when cars are illegally parked, or I'm wondering, I was hearing that yesterday. I'm wondering if that someone's ringing for me. I don't know how to answer. I don't know. Hello? Hello? Guess not. Anyway, they chain the boots to the sidewalk, so when they feel as though they need them, they just unchain them to the pole on the sidewalk, not the sidewalk. They unchain them. So I saw that as I was walking along. There are some areas there was just one. Other areas there were two chained together. I thought that was really weird. Um, I like the fact that here in Morocco, people are really nice, friendly. The food here, I've had, the food is cheap here. Today I had a tuna sandwich, and it came out to 10 dirhams, 10 dirhams, which is $1. Yeah, US dollar. And I like how it was street food. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, sorry. Street food. Of course, they wrap it in paper, and it was one thing here. Now, I had stopped eating French fries, but all the fries here that I found in Morocco, they hand cut them, they fry them. There's no pork, so I don't worry about it being pork fat. And each time now, I think I've had the fries twice, two different times. And each time, they were very, very fresh. Oh my gosh, the fries were very good and very fresh. So today, as I was walking, because I go out and I walk miles and miles, um, I stopped at the street food vendor and got the tuna fish on this hard roll. You know, he fixed it up really nice, and it was really good. Wrapped it up in the paper. A lot of times in street foods, sandwiches and things like that, they wrap in paper. Um, I think in Asia they wrap a lot of them in what it looks like newspaper. So it was good, and for $1, really, it was long. It was about maybe a 10-inch sandwich. Yeah, 10-inch. It was fulfilling. Then I had water. Then I went in this bagel place. Well, I went in this bagel place and I got the water from the bagel place, and I sat and I talked with my friend in the bagel place. He's from Senegal, and so we talked for a long time, and he was telling me he's only actually been here for 4 months, and he kind of shed some light on some things that I wanted to know about, people that are in Africa and their families are split. He says some people are in another country to work to send back the money. He says there's some that travel. I was like, wow, that was really different um, from how the U.S. families won't split, husbands won't split. I suppose they will because um, if they really need the money, I think that the man will go someplace else and work and send back the money. So I think that's kind of good. I didn't do too much here. I was in Marrakesh for 10 days and I came over here for the last 3 days. I really didn't do a lot because I had to spend all day yesterday and this morning actually getting my Asia itinerary together. So it literally, to get an itinerary together, it can take a whole day. It can take from one day to a week. So I at least get all of my countries down, and I do have my flight to, let's see. So when I leave Dubai, I'm going to Singapore. And so that's my first stop in Asia. And I'll be in Asia probably for about 3 months, 3 or 4 months, not real sure. Then, I leave Asia and, I go over, I'm going to go to the US and use my money, because I'm paying a lot in health insurance. It kind of went up. So I'm not using that health insurance while traveling abroad. So I really need to use that. So I'm going to go and use some of that money because it's a very good insurance, but I need to utilize it. So that way I'll get a chance to see my family. And I think my sister's going to the Dominican Republic, so I might get a chance. I might go with her before I travel to South America, because I'm going to be in South America probably for about 3 years, maybe more, because I'm actually going to visit every country, pretty much every country there. I got to get a couple of visas. I got to get a visa for, let's see, a couple of places I need a visa for. Yeah, I need a visa. Oh my gosh, I want to go to India. I tried to get my visa online, but it took so long. I did everything that they wanted. Then at the end, it just didn't go through. I was so disappointed because actually I was going to go leave from here going over to Delhi, New Delhi, India. And then Shanghai, let's see. I don't know what happened with Shanghai. Do I need a visa? No, I don't need a visa. Well, anyway, sometimes, and that's why it takes a lot of time to really get your schedule, your itinerary together, because I try to do an itinerary that's like out at least 6 months at a time, because I'm traveling one way back to back to back, and I don't always want to spend my time um, away from my interest in the country that I'm in. I don't want to spend all of that time um, on my computer, going and looking for places. And yeah, I look places on booking.com, Expedia, where else? Airbnb, TripAdvisor, Home to Go, Home Away. There's a couple more. There's like maybe 8 different places where I go, in addition to finding to all the groups that I'm a part of on Facebook and finding uh, the best areas from the expats that are living in these countries, finding the best areas to live and getting information from them. So it's really good. I've been really successful. The only worst place that I've had was in Marsa Scala when I went moved to Malta. It was because the bathroom had mold, and so that was the only place that was, I say, that was bad. But every place else, God has really blessed me with some wonderful places. This is a nice small daint place, which is just perfect for me being here for 3 years. I'll kind of go around the room and let you see that it's a really nice place. I mean, this is pretty much all I need for what I need. And I've never really stayed in the place for 3 days, but actually I have been in Morocco. It'll be a total of 13 days. So I didn't really need to be here any longer. So that's all I have on Morocco. Let's see. I said that I try to go. I didn't do a lot because I haven't been here long enough to do a lot. Let's see. So prices are, yeah, you can definitely live in Morocco. Casablanca's no different. It's just like I said, it's bigger, and you have more of what you see in your major cities, your tall buildings, your lots of cars, and but there's some indigenous places here too that I rode by when I was coming from the airport, um, and that I walked to as well. You have pretty much the same, but I like it here. I like it here better. Um, and the prices it's unbelievable. I sometimes I feel so sorry for the people here, but this is their culture, this is how they live, and this is what they're accustomed to. 10 dirhams is $1, so you buy a almost a foot long tuna sandwich loaded with everything on there, tomatoes and olives and all the other good stuff. It's just unreal. This was a great experience for me. A great experience, great awakening. A lot of these countries are definitely new history, new knowledge. So I become aware of a lot more, and that's why I really like hanging with the locals, because when you hang with the locals and you live amongst the locals, you find out so much more than you would if you were a tourist. So definitely being here, and like I said, Morocco, Casablanca is different from Marrakesh. I think that's how you pronounce it correctly, but it's Morocco. It's Durham's, and Durham's is the American word, the way to say it. I don't really remember how it's pronounced. Um, but yeah, I feel sorry for the people here in this country because things are so cheap. I don't know how they survive. I don't know how they live. Um, I just, wow, I could never really, you know how in other places, like maybe in the US and maybe New York and in California and some other big town places, people are selling things on the street, and you think their price is too high, and you are like, nope, nope, I'm not paying that kind of money. So you make sure that they come down on the price. Here, it's kind of weird to do that because they can be selling something, and say, give me 10 dirhams, or they can even say, give me 100 dirhams. 100 dirhams is $10. And whatever it is, if I think that it's worth more than $10, I'm not going to say, oh no, no, that's too much. So I really wouldn't wheel and deal here a lot. Now, I did wheel and deal in this clothing store. This clothing store I went to, because and the reason I did that was because he was changing the prices, so wheeled and deal. But with him allowing me to will and deal with him was a blessing to him, because after I purchased what I purchased, as I was leaving out, I actually saw something else that I wanted. And because he was so nice and so kind and allowed me to tell him what price I was going to pay, I spent more money there. So that was the only time. But if he had not like been changing the prices, I probably wouldn't. And I'm kind of glad that I went back and purchased more, because it was no money. It was just no money. I think it came out to 150 dirhams. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm glad that I bought more, because I was feeling kind of like, no, this is no money. So sometimes I really feel sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do they live? Wow. And so if you're on a fixed income, and say for instance, like a friend of mine that live in Colombia, he's on he gets Social Security, and he only gets $600 a month in Social Security. He's living really good in Colombia. Well, $600 a month here, he would be really 10 times that. So his money would be worth more here, and he would live better here with that $600 a month. So people come here and they live high and mighty with whatever their pensions are. If their pensions are $1,000, then the U.S. dollar is worth 10 times more. So you probably wouldn't want more. I'm yarning because trying to stay awake so I can sleep on that plane. If I go to sleep, I won't be able to sleep on that plane tonight. Yes, I got a few more hours before I take my flight out. A lot of flights that I have for Asia are either late. I prefer them to be late because I don't want to get to a place. I don't like getting to my place in the dark. So I would prefer to leave the evening and get there early, as opposed to leave early and get to my new dwelling place late. So I kind of changed that around, because a couple of times I got to one place. I think it was in Portugal. I got there, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning. When I went to Rome, I got to my place. It was pretty late and dark. I think it was like 11 p.m. And I don't really like that, and because some of the places you have a hard time finding, and the cab driver really had a hard time finding. So of course we had to call the owner, and he'll direct us. So I'm gonna go out to this restaurant that I went to, and get some of these really nice vegetables, and I'm ready to fly. All right, this is Kim from Reality Travel. I hope you're all enjoying the videos. I would like for more of you to comment. Well, only if you have comments, I suppose. Like, yeah, but even if you don't like, I mean, just I'd like to see a little bit more activity from the viewers on my YouTube channel, Suitcase Traveler. One of these days, I am going to get rid of that suitcase. Yeah, I've broken it down. I had a 32-inch. really tall, 32 inch. Now I'm down to a 26 inch. Well, let's see. I had a 32 inch, then I had my backpack, I had a protege carry-on bag, and my shoulder bag. That was entirely too much. Oh my gosh, it was just too much to lug. Even after I checked in my suitcase, that backpack, my protege, and my um, shoulder bag was too much, too heavy. And if when you fly as much as I do, you're gonna cut it down. So now it's just my backpack and my shoulder bag, and I can actually put my shoulder bag in my backpack because I make sure I don't put a lot of stuff in my backpack because I don't want it too heavy. It's a very good backpack, very cushiony, but one time it was so heavy the strap broke, so I was like, no more. No more of that. So let's see. So I kind of I got it really down to a science now, but I gotta try to find a way to get rid of that suitcase. I don't have a lot of clothes, just things that I use, like I have always have an extra pair of shoes, which like I wear my gym shoes and I have a pair of sandals. Then I have a pair of flats. And of course, some clothes, um, um, underwear. I sent some, I had so much underwear. Oh my gosh. Sent some of those back. Um, then I have things like ordered. I have nets for the window, like when I go to South America. But I thought it would be just South America. But even in some of these countries, there's no screen on the windows. Spain, when I was in Barcelona, no, Greece. When I was in Greece, and I went and I stayed on this resort in Greece, I was so surprised that they were the only ones that had screens up at their window. So when I go to South America, at least when I open up the windows, I'll have my own screens. I got thumbtacks in there, I got tape, I got markers. I got stuff that I really do use everywhere I go. It's not a whole bunch of stuff. It's just stuff that I really use. And I go through it and I'm still thinking, okay, the only thing I won't be able to do is some things I have bottles, I have liquid. And I thought maybe, well, I don't have to carry this liquid. I can buy it where I am. But that's not always the case. I mean, it is always the case. But when I travel to a different country, if I get there and I'm tired, I may not feel like going out. And then the next morning, I need mouthwash. Um, I was someplace I went and I didn't have any mouthwash and I had to go and buy it. But I didn't get it until maybe 2 days later or so. So, oh, that's what I got to do. When I have these overnight flights, I have to get a carry-on toothbrush because I have like one of those electric toothbrushes, and so I pack that away. So when I go out, I'm gonna go and get one of those toothbrushes and put it in my bag. Because when I wake up the next morning, because they'll wake you up and feed you, kind of like the overnight flights, because man, they feed you. Wow, they feed you and you come back and they feed you, and I really like that. So I want to be able to sleep. Yeah, and I have stuff. I bought stuff from the health food store, energy wise, if I need it. I don't always want to drink coffee, drink that caffeine, which it'll definitely keep me awake. Um, but normally I'm in the bed by 9, 9, 10, and it really depends. So I'm leaving here at 8, and it takes 45 minutes for me to get to the airport. So I'd say 9, and then it takes about an hour to get up to an hour to get through customs. 10, so I'll have 2 hours to wait before they start boarding. So it's nice. All right, so much on Casablanca. I wish I had been here in Casablanca for the entire, um, let's see, 13 days. But Everything happens for a reason. I got a chance to see, oh my gosh, I really got a chance to sit and hang with the locals in the very poor area over there in Marrakesh. I love that. I have a thing for poor people. I have no idea, but I sit with them, talk with them, and I just don't eat the food. So I didn't eat any food when I was in Marrakesh. Um, oh, yes, I did. Forgot there was a restaurant right below me, and I ate their fish. Yeah, so it was a restaurant. It was pretty nice. But the street food, I I wouldn't eat the street food like I ate street food here. I wouldn't eat the street food in some of the area in the area where I was staying at a Riyadh. It was so unsanitary, but nevertheless, I enjoyed it. Oh, I just you know that that's that's how they live. That's their culture. Awesome, totally awesome. All right, Kim from Reality Travel, Suitcase Traveler, SUITTRAVERLER out. I want to thank you all again for your support, for your prayers, for your love, for your encouragement, and I'm glad that I can be an inspiration to a lot of you. I'm glad that many of you are living vicariously through my travels, and I thank God. I thank and praise God for that, all of you. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay, let's see. How do I end this? Is this something there?